I'd rather not work, be a fellow at ease, than try to teach children in vast quantities. Oh, I'd come and I'd go and I'd stay as I please. Oh, better be sane than quite crazy. Though teaching a class full of kids can be fun, if you don't start a zombie, you'll end up as one. And I think you'll agree that when all's said and done, oh, better be sane than quite crazy. For schools try to make you be one of the bunch, stirred in as one educational bunch. So I'll opt out for sure when it comes to the crunch. Oh, better be sane than quite crazy. Dum da 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 didn't die didn't do didn't die didn't do didn't do didn't do didn't die didn't do didn't die didn't do didn't do didn't die didn't do didn't didn't did didn't die didn't didn't die didn't die didn't do it's a hard job to fight what's existed so long, and I soon realized vested interests are strong. Though you might say I'm weak and I'm doing what's wrong, oh, better be sane than quite crazy. Oh, that's all very well, but so what about the future? Where do you think you'll be 10 years from now? Get yourself a good job, a safe and secure job. Forget those silly notions anyhow. Don't be led astray by what others have to say, 'cause we know more than they do, so don't throw your chance away. Hey, just how often have you heard your mothers and your fathers telling you that what they say is for the best? And maybe they're right to say the things they say, but even so, the young are not the slightest bit impressed. We don't want to know, and we tell them so, but that won't stop them telling us before we up and go. Oh, that's all very well, but what about the future? Where do you think you'll be 10 years from now? Get yourself a good job, a safe and secure job. Forget those silly notions anyhow. And don't be led astray by what others have to say, 'cause we know more than they do, so don't throw your chance away. Hey, I've lost count of all the times I've gone home to my parents and I've told them of the things I'm going to do, only just to have them tell me not to be so foolish and give up the comforts I'm accustomed to. And though I explain I'm not at all insane, they say I am, and soon I hear those well-worn words again, like, that's all very well, but what about the future? Where do you think you'll be 10 years from now? Get yourself a good job, a safe and secure job. Forget those silly notions anyhow. And don't be led astray by what others have to say, 'cause we know more than they do, so don't throw your chance away. Hey, I'm fed up with telling them my plans and what's to be. I know they'll only say how very interesting. They say it in a sort of way that makes me say no more, and wish to goodness I'd not said anything. That's how it is, it's been that way for years. Safe and sensible suggestions ringing in my ears, like, that's all very well, but what about the future? Where do you think you'll be 10 years from now? Get yourself a good job, a safe and secure job. Forget those silly notions anyhow. Don't be led astray by what others others I have to say. We know more than they do, so don't throw your chance away. Hey! My father never said much to me of his early years and family. His parents both were strict and stern, and they taught him the lessons he quickly learned. He soon left the school to start a job and help pay his upkeep with the extra bob in a nearby factory making boots and shoes. His childhood innocence soon to lose. But now he's an old man, slow but surely aging further, talking over the past but not the future. But he'd often sit and he'd talk to me of the time that he was fantasy free, and he played the piano in the public bar, and he courted the pretty girls near and far. He'd brag of the things that he had done proudly but shyly to his son, with his memory fading, the exploits grown, as he told of the wild oats he had sown. But now he's an old man, slow but surely aging further, talking over the past but not the future. But he told me when jobs were in short supply, and he felt his chances passing by, he had the greater luck than some, and a job with security was soon to come. And the work sufficiently restored his pride, and my father was quicker to seek a bride, and he married me mother not long before. They both had to live through the Second War. But now he's an old man, slow but surely aging further, talking over the past but not the future. Of these later years he tells me more, what came during and since the war. But although such things I can see and feel, they seldom have the same appeal. For I want to hear of what is past. The world he knew is changing fast, and I know that when my father's died, his wealth of knowledge I'll be denied. But now he's an old man, slow but surely aging further, talking over the past but not the future. It's not fun to be unemployed, you know, just kicking your heels with nothing to show. There's little to do and there's nowhere to go. You feel a little worse each day. Oh, you feel a little worse each day. Some say they'd like to be in your shoes, but they are the ones with the chance to choose. They've kept their jobs, so they've nothing to lose. They grate a little more each day. Oh, they grate a little more each day. There are some self-righteous sods about, all too ready to turn and shout. You've yourself to blame if you're down and out. You should try a little harder each day. You should try a little harder each day. But it's easy for them to criticize. They've not the sense to realize the jobs just don't bloody materialize, as is proved a little more each day. As is proved a little more each day. And it's soon enough that you detect a loss of what a little self-respect is left you, and you soon expect to lose a little more each day. Oh, to lose a little more each day. As you join the dole queue once a week, your face tells all there's no need to speak. The prospect grim and the outlook is bleak, and you sink a little more each day. Oh, you sink a little more each day. Unemployed, I went down to sign on for the dole. It felt like I was holding out some poor man's begging bowl.
Oh, when did you finish working?
2 weeks ago.
Well, you certainly took your time getting here. Oh, why were you so slow?
I said. I've been to another place. Had other forms to fill. I sent them back and waited a week or so until they said to come here as quickly as I could, so please give me the money like they promised me you would.
Oh, it isn't quite so easy,
said the clerk with what seemed a smile.
We put you on a computer. It's bound to take a while, and then we ask your last employers why you had to leave. Maybe it's not so innocent as you'd have us believe, but meantime, as we're waiting, we'll see what we can do. And maybe in a week or so, we'll have some money for you.
And so I left them to it and waited in suspense until it came. £11, 67 pence. £3 of that related to what I'd earned before. Not last month's pay, but what I'd had 2 years ago and more. Still, be that as it may, it was enough to pay the rent, but what with food and drink and fags, I quickly overspent. And although I had some savings, the amount was very small. And suddenly, no warning, I got no dole at all. They said I chose to leave my job, without a reason why. Oh, you must be joking. It's got to be a lie.
Put your appeal in writing,
they said.
and then we wait and see.
Oh, what about me money?
Social Security,
they said, so I went down to the office to fix an interview. But the lady said,
oh, it can't be done. It isn't up to you.
Argument had no effect, and back I had to go. Well, you might have told me. How was I to know?
Well, we would have. But you didn't want to stay. We'll put you down for 10 o'clock tomorrow anyway.
So there I sat and waited till someone called my name. And I was asked to state my case and justify my claim, but I didn't like her attitude or the way she stared at me. I don't like being the object of so close a scrutiny. I told her in so many words. She said,
"You've not the right to speak to me like that. You're very impolite."
She said she'd not continue, and until I could decide to be a lot more helpful, I'd have to wait outside. So that was that. I left there, and I didn't go back again. And though it worried me at first, I soon recovered when they paid me what they'd owed me, and things were as before, and I hope that's how it stays. No trouble anymore. Yes, it's hard to smile when you're unemployed, when the future seems to be in a land of void. You're not exactly overjoyed. You curse a little more each day. Oh, you curse a little more each day. I've grubby hands and face and feet, 'cause I've been fighting in the streets, accosted on the way to school by another boy who yelled out, "Fool!" At school the same, the boy's still there. "Come on," says he, "fight if you dare. You've no more time to stand and stare. Why, you're a coward, I do declare. Well, I know I've got my work to do, but I've also got to face him too. As soon as playtime bell is due, oh teacher, if you only knew, I'll fight more and kick and run, 'cause that's the way the game is won. Then back to classrooms, good as gold. Oh yes, we're doing as we're told. So I continue through the day with stories, sums and art display. And teacher has us kneel and pray, because she has the final say. At least till I am out of school, and I'm no longer under rule, when fists are all that do decide on who's to stay and who's to hide in parks and streets till time for bed, with weary limbs and sleepy head. I'll home to mother and be fed, stay fit to face another day. If I had only half the nerve, I'd tell it to you straight. I wouldn't beat about the bush, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd go up to you boldly, fresh big flowers in my hand, I'd tell you that you're smashing, I'd tell you that you're grand. And if I had only half the nerve, I wouldn't hang about. You'd see me telling everyone, you'd see me stand and shout. I'd brush my hair 3 times a day, and I'd wear a suit and tie, and I'd doff my hat politely when I saw you pass me by. And if I had only half of the nerve, I wouldn't spare a thought. I'd just put into practice what the other lads were taught. I'd ask your best friend Ethel very confidentially if you had a fella, or whether you were free. If I had only half of the nerve, I'd soon be on my way to pick you up and take you to the dance on a Saturday. I'd ask your best friend nicely if she'd tell you what I'd said, but I don't know your friend Ethel, and it's up to me instead. But I haven't even half the nerve to start this new affair, and all my plans and strategies put castles in the air. And though I see you often, raise a smile and say hello, though I want to tell you all too soon it's time to go. I live in a cupboard, I've no room to spare, but I've a good reason for living in there. It can't be more than 5 feet square, but it's a home, sweet home. You might think me strange, you might well be right, but I take a pleasure, in fact a delight, in not knowing for sure if it's a day or night in my home, sweet home. I have to live there, 'cause I've nowhere to go. I don't move around much, I lie very low. My head lies above, my feet below, in my home, sweet home. The meter man visits me once in a while. He notes down the numbers, then says with a smile, "You're well set up here, lad, you're living in style, in your home, sweet home." I've got no work and now I've no job at all. I'm not so proud now, and I don't walk so tall, but sit on me backside, sunken and small, in my home, sweet home. But don't tell my mother whatever you do, for I'm not the son that my mother once knew, and I can't have a visit, there's not room for two in my home, sweet home. And what's to become of me, that I can't say, but it's £1 a week, all inclusive I pay. Inflation suggests that it's better I stay in my home, sweet home. We don't want gypsies in our town. Get out, do you hear? Get out. We don't want gypsies in our town. They're not the sort we want around. They're up to no good, we'll be bound. Get out, do you hear? Get out. That's what the average man will say. It's in the papers every day. Keep them out, keep our town clean. Let's keep it like it's always been. We'll just forget we're Christian men until they're on the road again. Get out, do you hear? Get out. They live in a most disgusting way. Get out, do you hear? Get out. They live in a most disgusting way. They stay where they've no right to stay, and we're the ones who have to pay. Get out, do you hear? Get out. They lower the tone of the neighborhood. Get out, do you hear? Get out. They lower the tone of the neighborhood. A house can't fetch the price it should. If they weren't here, we'd know it would. Get out, do you hear? Get out. That's what the average man will say. It's in the papers every day. Keep them out, keep our town clean. Let's keep it like it's always been. We'll just forget we're Christian men until they're on the road again. Get out, do you hear? Get out. The schools are right to have complained. Get out, do you hear? Get out. The schools are right to have complained that standards cannot be maintained when gypsy kids can't be restrained. Get out, do you hear? Get out. For they'll pinch everything in sight. Get out, do you hear? Get out. For they'll pinch everything in sight. We don't feel safe going out at night, and if there's trouble, it's them all right. Get out, do you hear? Get out. That's what the average man will say. It's in the papers every day. Keep them out, keep our town. town clean, let's keep it like it's always been. We'll just forget we're Christian men until they're on the road again. Get out, do you hear? Get out. One Sunday as I walked from a Charing Cross to Waterloo, two policemen suddenly appeared and they would not let me through. I asked them what they wanted and they answered, we want you for clutching that bag so suspiciously, a guilty thing to do. The first said, you seem nervous, sir, is there any reason why? I told them I was anxious that they let me pass them by. Oh no, sir, there's no chance of that, the policeman did a reply. You're clutching that bag so suspiciously, and I want the reason why. The other said, and now come along, oh, we have not got all day. Just give us the bag, we'll take a look, and we'll thank you if we may. Oh no, said I, it's a private bag, not for public liquor display. And clutching the bag suspiciously, I continued on my way. The first said, and not so fast, young man, oh, it's here, you'll have to stick. Just give us the bag, we'll take a look and make your mind up quick. If not, we'll go to the station, so you'd better take your pick. And clutching the bag suspiciously, they marched me to the nick. And when we got to the station, well, the sergeant, he was there. And he led me into a little room, and he sat me on a chair. He said, I don't like the way you're acting, sir, and I don't like the clothes you wear. And you're clutching that bag suspiciously, I definitely declare. I said, if you can prove, sir, that you have authority to search my private bag, well, then that's all right by me. The sergeant showed me the Police Act of 1833 and said, just give us the bag that you clutch suspiciously. I handed over the bag, then there was no more need to hide. The police near ripped it open just to see what lay inside. There was little more than a toothbrush, and they turned to me and cried, by clutching the bag suspiciously, we've been taken for a ride. They really turned quite nasty then, and things looked bad for me, especially when I said I studied criminology. They stripped me, they searched me. I had the 3rd degree, and this was all because I clutched the bag suspiciously. To everybody listening here, I will give advice to you. I think myself quite lucky I escaped the men in blue. And no matter where you're coming from or where you're going to, don't clutch that bag suspiciously, whatever else you do. Hey up, hello, what have we here? A chance to get a promotion. I first put on my travelling boots at the age of 22. At the time of the depression years, well, the jobs were very few. On Clydeside and Tyneside and all of England too, a working man could nowhere find an honest job to do. And I'll walk the road alone, and I'll walk the road alone. The skies were grey as I made my way throughout the countryside. There were others in a similar style, just travelling far and wide. But war drew nigh, and wheels of industry began to turn, with jobs for men who wished again a part of a life's return. But I'll walk the road alone. Yes, I'll walk the road alone. The war being over, roots are pulled up and I wandered on the road. I knew nobody I'd ever find who would help me bear this load, and I would have but to walk alone, no other would I meet, to share the little left me, make that little more complete. And I'd walk the road alone. I'd walk the road alone. When skies were blue, I'd travel the land and be happy in my way. Through cities, towns and villages I would wander day by day. But age has left the pleasures few and seemingly so small. The joys I had in yesteryears are painful to recall. And I'll walk the road alone. And I'll walk the road alone. I'm Tinker, vagrant, a vagabond, you can call me what you will. of life in happiness and pain. I've had my share and fill, but I am not so worried now. It's time to bid farewell. It's now I'm meant to seek content that others found so well, and I'll walk the road alone as I walk the road